only for MSU students and staff. Unless maybe if your colleague is asking for you to search, maybe you search, you do document delivery, maybe that way. But it's another way of abusing the facility. But for your users, those who will be doing document delivery, you can gain access, search, download. You can even share links after doing a search. It doesn't necessarily mean you can do a search and search the downloads. You can do a search and search the link so that they get access or gain access from the particular link that you have given, isn't it? Right. So on authentication, I think I have stressed. Now we can move on to e-journals. I will go back to the e-books to stress something else. So for e-journals, you can just click on the e-journals back on the home page. Then we have the journals there. Maybe the e-journals that I can use is maybe say Taylor and Francis. So I go to T. Taylor and Francis looks like the one that is on the first page. It's redirecting me. In this case, can you see you are not asked to sign in? Go to T. Click on Taylor and Francis, the first one, the one that is written Taylor and Francis online, not the open one. Not the open one. Choose the first one. It will redirect you and try, you can see it's trying to do something. It's changing the URL. Can you see that? It made changes to the URL 2 or 3 times. It's not even supposed to ask you. Why didn't it ask you for your credentials? Can someone answer this one? I want to be a teacher now. Can someone answer? Not Mr. Machine, not you. You are angry. You're supposed to be my co-facilitator. You want to answer? Yes.
Yeah, I think this better than people
They are not hearing you. Your answer is correct, but they are not hearing you on the end and in the channel. We want them to hear you so that they don't say, I am the one who told you what to say.
Okay. I actually want to target for my credentials for my e-journal. There's no need to authenticate.
Okay. She's correct. She's right. But I'll add just a bit. When you sign in, as you gain access to a particular database, you have authenticated on our platform and you are given a session. And that session expires and signs you out. You know what normally systems do, isn't it? So when you authenticate, the machine and the databases and the authentication platform, remember we said what is happening here is we have an authentication database sitting here. Then we have other databases sitting there. Right? And we have our website sitting here. So everyone is directed through the website to be given specific links. These links are not ordinary links that you get online, isn't it? These links are engineered by our IT and research support teams, isn't it? So our IT support and research support teams engineer these links and embed them to the website. So when you click on that particular link, it redirects you to the authentication system, which is EasyProx. Then EasyProx gets your authentication details from IT's database. that registers everyone. I'm trying to make it simpler and help you follow the path so that you understand. So when you authenticate using EZprox to gain access to one session, it gives you access on condition your username and password are matching. If they are not matching, you are doing guesswork. It doesn't identify you. You are as good as someone with a bunch of keys and just trying any. Right? So after you've been authenticated, it has given you a session. We call it a session, isn't it? So you don't need to say every time you are going for another database, you authenticate again, authenticate, up until that session expires. That session only expires when you haven't been active for maybe a number of minutes or so. I'm not sure the authentication, maybe Mr. Magai, do you know the number of minutes for each session? If you are inactive for how many? Or is it
Inactive for 30 minutes.
Hello?
Inactive for 30 minutes.
It's about 30 minutes. So if you're not active for 30 minutes, for say you authenticate, you were trying to research, but you're at home, your child has asked for some meal and you are cooking, and 30 minutes you are offline, it will sign you out. But when you have authenticated, then you are good to go and you are given access. What does it mean? It means, I think these days, akusela shop lawana internet cafe. So if you are using a public machine and you gain access, it means whoever will be using that public machine still has access. If you are at work and you are using a public machine, access is given to that particular machine, not to the person. Access and authentication is given to a person. So if you are using someone's laptop, that laptop is the one that is given access. And if it asks you to save the credentials, normally use don't save, use never. Isn't it? Right. Any questions so far? We are still flowing together, isn't it? Right. So after being given authentication, we have gained authentication, we've been given access to the e-resources, which are the e-databases or the e-journals or e-books. There are certain things that look familiar. Can you see the page that we opened and the page that we opened? I now have two pages open. The ProQuest ebook Central and the Taylor and Francis. I have deliberately left them open, two of them. Do we have two pages now? We have two pages, isn't it? Right, so let's start with a search on Taylor and Francis, because I want to have the final detail on the ebooks. Let's start with e-journals. E-journals, they are different from ebooks, the way we search them, isn't it? Ebooks are usually searched by title, right? Ebooks are usually searched by title, but e-journals are usually searched by the content or the subject matter of the particular journal article, isn't it? But we can also have our searches for ebooks being done by subject or by author or by any other. So right now I want to be, which subject can I use? Who is a familiar subject that they are interested in? As librarians, we don't just use ours, isn't it? We can even use our departments, our faculties, our other subjects that we work with.
We can use pathology.
We can use pathology. Okay, let me use pathology. What exactly about pathology?
Pathology in Africa.
Pathology in Africa. Pathology, Africa. I usually use human anatomy. You are very close to my subject that I normally use. I use anatomy and physiology.
Okay.
So there is plant and human. So I expand by using, if you say anatomy and physiology, it mixes plant and human, isn't it? So you narrow it down to human anatomy and physiology, or human physiology. Right, I used pathology. I left out deliberately in and said pathology Africa. Let's all use pathology, then Africa. Pathology space Africa. Because there's some, we want everyone to have the same results. Pathology space Africa on Taylor and Francis online. We are all on Taylor and Francis online. And we have searched pathology space Africa. I'm seeing others are typing like soldiers. They use one finger, one hand, one finger. One hand, one finger. Typing like a soldier. Why am I saying a soldier? Because they have to use these things. One finger, one hand. No, you should use both hands and several fingers on both hands. Up until you can be able to use 10 of them. And practice makes perfect, isn't it? Yes. So you should practice typing regularly. How many results did we get? How many results did we get? I'm sure we are still moving together with Sharon and them. Yes, I've had your confirmation. There's someone with a machine that is behaving in a very, what do you call it? In a very predictable manner. Okay, how many did we get? 46,066. These are articles, isn't it? So we spread them into various pages. If you scroll down to the bottom, I'm sure most of you are guilty of using just the results on the first page. Abanye vele alidluli kuthiwa asedluli ku-first page. Am I right? Abanye vele abadluli ku-first page, abafuri kubva pa-first page, vanongosearcha vototora 2-3 zvakwana. You can move to other pages and see other results, isn't it? Right? If you are not happy with the relevance, because when you are searching, there are certain criteria that you use for evaluating your resources, isn't it? You don't just say, since it's the first result that was given by this particular discovery service for this page, so I picked that one. No. You read a bit of the snippet that is given, isn't it? You read the title, you read everything, you check can you see, if you look at the page there is the title, right? Then there is the authors are there, or the author, the journal article, the volume, the year, the number of views, the number of citations, isn't it? So those are evaluation techniques that you can use to evaluate a book. This one has been viewed fewer times, so why was it viewed few times? This one was cited more than others. You know, the same way you do in Google, isn't it? Right, so we can then use advanced searching, or we can refine our search, isn't it? If you look on the left there, there is an issue to do with access type. Can you see it? Yes. Access type, only show content I have full access to. Only show open access. Because these resources or these databases or these journals include some resources that your bouquet does not give you access to. They just advertise so that you'll be able to pay more on another day, isn't it? So for you to streamline so that you are given results that you have full access to, the ones with a green tick or the ones with an open access sign. Can you see the A on the bottom in orange? Can you see it on some results? Or can you see the green with a tick? The green with a tick means we paid for this one. The A with that orange means it's naturally open access. Whether you have, because you saw on our e-resources there is Taylor and Francis open, isn't it? Then there is Taylor and Francis online. So if you want only that you have full access, you tick on the first option on access type. It's likely to refresh and change your number of results and reduce them. And in our case, it has reduced them by almost half. Which means some resources, some results that we were given, we didn't have access to them. I just went on to tick on the left. You can go back, you can say back and back. Let's use back and back again. So you can start your search. So if you tick on the first option, only show results I have access to. This one helps you to minimize you being told to buy a particular article. I'm sure you have faced such a result, isn't it? So when your user is faced with such issues, it means they are trying to open results that we do not have access to. Right. So sakatika apo pakanzi only show results I have access to. Tinenge tabatsira animaona tatoreduce results acho zviro kuti hatisina access to zviro kuti pachabuda nekakey kari unlocked ako nekatika zviro kuti ayo ese tine ma-pdf full text. So kana tiri kuda kuverenga full text togona kungoklika patitle kana kuti apo pakanzi full text. If we want to read just the abstract, we can read the abstract. Okay. We can also filter by year of publication. Date of publication date and pana subject, then journal, then date. Right? So we can have a date range. In our case, some authors or some lecturers or some supervisors can tell you that you don't cite anything chili more than 10 years, and it. So it's super date range pedo apo. Kana tisingadi in the past year. I want things that were researched or written in the past 1 year. Tatuana ma results akabuda nditi about 1,200 something. Then past 6 months about 640. Past 3 months about 300 something. In the past month about 98. But isusu tuda in the past 10 years. And it saka togona kuti pakanzi from apo togona kuenda pana 2013 anditka was 10 years zobva pana 2013 to 2023 obvious. In some cases 2024. Then I apply filter. You click on apply filter. So now my filters are 2, 1. Here those with full access, 2. Here those between in the past 10 years. Okay. I change the filter on internet yedu yaita zvimwe. Saka tatanga tine 46,000 anditi tikabva tikaenda pa 2037. Here zvinotaenda pachi? Chese tiri pa 14 point something anditi. So zviri kuratidza kuti zviri kufamba. Then ticha wakanaka. Because I'm a good teacher. If everyone is following and they are all the same, right. So that's, you see, I'm filtering and I'm actually streamlining my search, isn't it? Right. So if I want to filter the subject, if I want to filter to change, I think Ms. Majindu will help us. Tichangoshandisa pathology, I would pathology Africa. Maybe Africa yakurisa 14,000 students akawandisa. Africa macho tukuda sub-Saharan Africa here kana kuti Arab or something. We will find another way. But we are not going to do that, isn't it? My demo was just meant to show you how you can streamline a search, how you can then download a particular article. So for now, let's just pick the number what? Choose any and download and see it on the pharmacy. Just pick any article. I'm picking any article. Because for e-journals, usually my articles, you can download them and save them, isn't it? So in your case, you are supposed to have a folder ready to do your research so that you get in order. Saka, just choose any panepakanzi view PDF. But tungo viewer online. If you click on the title and it, you don't go open up the full document. But can I check the PDF version? Panepakanzi view PDF. You can click on that. It will open another PDF version. Opening doesn't mean it has downloaded. Opening doesn't necessarily mean it has downloaded. Download. Shawana, I'm sure you are following. If you are facing challenges, you can specify and tell us. Right. So after you have reached this particular PDF, there is a download on the top right. Can you see it? The download sign there. Then you can click on download. I'm sure you have set your browsers to ask you every time you download where to save, isn't it? Those are other skills and tools that you can use for your machine. I took this stage. Actually, we assume that munazo, and it. Hatingazokudzidzisa zvese zvese. Gara wakaisa pabrowser rako kuti every time you download something chinokubvunza kuti wosevha papi. Izvi zvekuti munonozadza zvinhu kumadownloads izvi hazvina order. Browser ngarikubvunze kana uchidownloada chinhu. Because you are downloading zvimwe for your personal use and it. Zvimwe you are downloading for your users. And my users acho akasiyana. Kuna user A, kuna user B, kuna user C. Saka umwe nomwe user unogona muisira mufolder make. Wozozvikolekta wamusendera. Saka kana uchingoti zvese zvinoita downloads, you find kuti pane mamwe documents ari kuti ukarisevha ringori nenhamba chete. How will you know kuti nderipi? It will be difficult, isn't it? Right. So, any questions so far? So far to safe, and it. And do you know that you are saying that you are going to safe at the right. So the download is done. Honestly, is some of you are doing revision, but you are more for the first time. I know, I understand. It's fine. It's okay. So this is how you give access to your users. So kana uchiita download document delivery, I'm sure ndionenge uchiita nditi. Kana uchipa access to the user, uchimu assist kuti zvinonzwai, unongomuitisa go through my steps anditi. Right. So handei pane chimwe chachada kutarisa. Ndikaitone mamwe filters aripo. Pane filter ripi rakaita sei. Kana kuti ndaripodzokera kuexample yangu. Todzokera kuexample yangu yandati anatomy and physiology. Anatomy and physiology. Filter rangu muri kuona radzoka rakangofanana mazvona. Mambozvionawo, pana mbozvionawo. Publication date chete ndora change, but ndaona unge first richiripo. Ndikuona unge filter rangu harina kuchinja. So it means zvandato type izvo. Filter rangu harina kuchinja. Zvireva kuti ndangoenda ndikanochinja patop. Muka closer. Handiti maana kwataenda ku PDF. Taimisa pa next tab. Tikadzokera pa tab repamashure pacho I think. Kana vamwe vatorasika. Muite back because ta open a new tab. Achiti back. Tinoenda pa next tab ratam. Because you open a new tab so stop. Hatisi kushandisa back. Tiri kuopena tab because patati view PDF yabva yanoopena a new tab handiti. Saka isi tonoenda patab ratabva repamashure racho rera. Then tombonosearcha toti anatomy and physiology. Muzahlanganisa isiona iskiwa iskaranga right. So I've said for anatomy and physiology. Anatomy and physiology is a mixture, isn't it? So after observing anatomy, kune plants, kune human. So that you know into human. So you can go kwekutanga or you can go kwekupedzisira and prefix or affix with human. Apa tawana 16,000 something. Are we together? Tangot anatomy and physiology. Kotika visa end. What happens? Alright. Atitange tisatesa human at. Kati visa end. Tangot anatomy space physiology. Tone kuti zvinoitika. Tudabona kuti results edu anobuda akafanana. Tudabona kuti end yane basa edu. Handiti? We are testing. This is what you will be doing when you will be doing your practice. If you have 16,000 something, and anatomy, space, physiology. And it's a change. Anatomy and physiology.
Anatomy and physiology is 6.158.
Anatomy and physiology.
Remember 16.158. Anatomy and physiology. I said it wrong.
16. In the Buddhist 16.
16.158. And you're I switch change.
16 and what with 16.157.
Not 158. That's funny about to get mistake.
And it alright. That is say ka end ke sign kai tumbo. Kana end that is say ka end ke sign. Tunambo test and to give an editor to it. Pesa ka end probatali. Probata search foot. Tunomboona kuti pane change reno budero. Tunaona kuti zvinhu zvakafanana reend uyo naend umasho zvakafanana izvi. Any change?
Language pulled.
Just one article. That is plus or minus, right? Right. Now takuda kuti no, human and takuda human anatomy and physiology. Saka toda kunoisa human kumberi kwekupedzisira. Kumberi kwaphysiology. Taku-streamline akatoda kuti anatomy and physiology isabude iri general. Toda kuburitsa iri about human anatomy and physiology. Saka toda kuisa kwekupedzisira. Tuna kunokuda maresults makani. Ndaburitsa 11.4 something.
471.
Andezi? Izvo zvinoda kukunda kuti nami 472.
Saka pane pandiri kuita.
Aiwa.
Zviri correct zvakadaro.
Zvakatongosiyana zvine ma-cookies and stuff mukati.
All right.
Right. Saka taona kuti human tikamisa kwekupedzisira ngatimuisei kwekutanga. Toda kuona kuti any order yemawords edu ine zvainoaffecta. Ndakunoisa human kwekutanga mubvisei kwekupedzisira. Timise kwekutanga so that it will read human anatomy and physiology. Yeah. Pane machine yakumisbhera.
It's still the same.
Yes, I know one article for that.
Yeah, it's still the same. It's giving me the same number.
And I'm sure misbehave.
The cameraman. Ndatumwawo.
Anatomy science. Why are people being shut down? Gee. What's happening? Right. Any question? So I wanted you to see that certain orders of your words, physiology akatanga, anatomy akateera, zvogona kusava ne-effect as long as zviri musame line. But pama-Boolean searches manje, pane mamwe rules ano-apply, but kuno mamwe databases ma-rules wayo do not apply. That's why I was saying, you as a librarian now, you need to familiarize yourself with particular databases, with particular pages, if they behave the same way. You getting what I'm saying? If you go to Google, proper Google, we can go there and do a practical. If you make these changes, you see drastic differences in the result. But certain pages, because they've been tweaked a bit to learn user search behavior, they understand what you want and they assume. Those who are searching, putting human anatomy and physiology, and those who are saying anatomy and physiology but human, they just check if all those words are found in a particular article. Are you still getting fewer results? How many did you get now? 31,000. So would you go to something is wrong with our particular search thing? Because we are supposed to get results that are in our range. Maybe it's because there is another filter that isn't been set. This second filter will probably be less. There are just too many. My results are done for okay. Our results are supposed to be plus or minus the same. I say any 1 or 2. Because we search the same database time at the same time. Okay. So any questions for now? Including Shalani, are you following? Shalani team, can you confirm we are still together? Maenda kuti
Yes, I was still following.
kana maenda kuti munotaura kuti sesilanguage kunogena titi. Okay, thank you very much for following through. And if you have any questions, you disrupt us, and it you disrupt us, but you might see this follow. So right now for e-journals, usually e-journals they behave in plus or minus the same manner Taylor and Francis is behaving, isn't it? So right now I want to move back to ProQuest eBook Central because it is an important resource that we also need to market, that we also need to understand how it operates, isn't it? Right, so let's go back to the tab, or we can start the search afresh. Everyone is on ProQuest eBook Central, right? If you are not there, can you raise your hand so that we assist each other to go on the same page? If you are not there, you can start your search from the library website, maneuver until you get to proposed ebooks, central on ebooks. You already give yourself practical assignments, and I will mark you out of 10. You can get yourself a very good 0. So can you maneuver? If you have lost, if you have yet closed that page, go back to your library website, go to e-resources, go to e-books, go to P, go to proposed ebooks central. And I'm giving you 1.5 minutes. In 1.5 minutes, you know, these things are supposed to be very fast. Okay? You're supposed to be very fast because you know the process, you know the procedure. It's supposed to be on your fingertips. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you're supposed to be there. So, ndakuene bhuku rangu rekumaka ndopama max. Guru wangu awana 0. I don't even give you a 1. I don't even give you a 1.
Next week,
Guru wangu awana 0. Okay, just click. Hey, don't click and strain. Matomirirwa ndimakamirisa vamwe vese nevekuzvishavana. Makamisa munhu wese nevekuzvishavana. Kuna P. Ina handizini uyu bate uyu muroyo. Kopai uyu muroyo. Right. So when we have ProQuest eBook Central, right? You can search for the same subject, but it will give you books, isn't it, instead of journal articles. So in our case, totangana pathology. Totally the same search, isn't it? Pathology Africa. Pathology in Africa. Pathology in, let's say pathology in Africa. First, pathology in Africa. And you tell me how many resources that you have got. I have my answer here already. I'm in the first level. Pathology in Africa. How many did you get? 25986 is matching with my own result here. Anyone who got anything different? 25986. Right, let's go back where we searched. There it is written keyword. We can search there again, isn't it? So let's type pathology space Africa. You may capitalize or not capitalize the A. How many marks should we give you? How many marks should we give you? No, let's go up. Right. The reason why anga achiti arasika ngekuti maona patambonosearcha pa A to Z paper. Ku left pane pakanzi e-books and e-journals. Uka confuse those two, kune mamwe resources ane ma e-journals asingawanike kuma e-books. Ane ma e-books asingawanike kuma e-journals. So verify if you are clicking on the right tab. Okay. Timbomirira vamwe vedu. Right, did you see my results achinja ere patabvisa in? Mazvonaka kuti kune zvimwe zvimawords zvinofanifana zvimaconnectors hazvina basa pama search results, isn't it? So Mimi, I know you are guilty. Vazhinji pavaenda paGoogle vaenda vanotaipa kuti, can you please explain the difference between honestly, you are increasing my matches and reducing my results. And we use just the keywords. And it's like lecture and question. And it's a descriptive analysis of research in pathology and physiology in Africa. You can type that full question up databases. You know the subjects that you want to search, that you want to work with, isn't it? So you don't need to type the whole string of the question to say, briefly describe or the progression of research in anatomy and physiology. You extract that from the content of the books that you would have gotten results from, isn't it? I know a lot of you are guilty of wanting the internet to give them the answer verbatim, of which the board of knowledge doesn't work like that, isn't it? The board of knowledge will give you the subject, will give you the principles and processes. Then you use such information and knowledge to answer the question now. Okay, so I'm done with this search. We can do, can you see on the left again? Can you see on the left? Owned and subscribed to my library, year published, subjects, language, author, and so on and so forth. You can say show more. On the years of publication, if you click on show more, I'm sure it will give you it's telling me to strictly necessary cookies. So if you want several, say 10 years, can you see it's not giving you a chance to put from 2, and so just go and tick 23, 22, 21 until I tick at the 10, or we can ignore, isn't it? So if you want 10 years, we streamline. What are we doing? We are refining our search and we are streamlining our search. And we are refining our search and streamlining our search. Right. Let's have another search. Paper search anatomy and physiology. Let's do the same again. Anatomy. What's happening with my cookies? Anatomy. Makakanasa maspelling amenozvi. Different platform, and we are now on a different platform. So we want to see if using and using the other simple and is bringing the same results. Okay. Two, 3, 8, 8, 2. And if we use and the symbol, what do we get? 22, so there are changes there. I don't know what you do with this information. Now we want human. Let's use human. We just said anatomy and physiology, isn't it? Now we want to use human. You can use human at the beginning or at the end and check if there are any changes. Human anatomy and physiology. Okay.
You use your portal procedure. Your setting and initial, and the password you use to access your portal.
Anatomy and physiology. Human anatomy and physiology. The spellings. Mama spelling and do sangana na umunji mama we. Mama spelling and do sangana na also. Anochipa mama results. The guide is nyara atina mazita tutaura sangwe mama spelling and do sangana now. Right, results edu ari kuda zvanaka. As a human nicer. Let's remove the end altogether. Human anatomy, physiology.
So can you indicate the password? What's your surname?
Nyon. Yes.
So type Nyon S. Yes. Then password ya kunoshandisa pamunozonotora mapayslip kwete kuine munoshandisa sema kuemail nekuningi nekuportal password pane password inobvuma kuuya kadai kuemail
kwete kuemail yandoshandisa paportal kutanga kupinda tsana isati yandidirecta kuemail
Paportal re staff portal. Say login. Invalid credentials. That's my chance as a student. Look, can you please assist? Right. Right. So, my results are Luciano. My results are Luciano. What is happening? That's human anatomy, physiology. Don't visa end. My filters are banana, but not filters. In the result, Rantina Banana is 23745. 23745. I'm sure we are using some machine. So if you cannot gain access to your accounts, it means you cannot work. Right, so we now want to open one book. We want to see something. Let me just pick any pathology, new research. I open the book. I want to be given options there. We have opened any book, isn't it? After opening any book, can you see on the top right, it's written sign in. When you are told to sign in, especially inside the platform, you are not authenticating again, isn't it? You are supposed to have created a personal account just to make sure the platform knows who is searching and who is saving their searches and so on and so forth. You getting what I'm saying? So you may need to create, after authenticating and you are given access, you just create a simple personal account that will help you to personalize searches. isn't it? You want to tungamira tambosvika wese
Nditoona
how you
kuti
supposed to behave. Accept as God. And to forget the arms. Take up open up. Maybe here to
texture view.
yeah, you've got this view. Right. So on your left, can you see it's written read online, download book, add to bookshelf, share link to book, cite book. Those are the options that you can use on the left. Read book online, it means you can safely read there, copying whatever context, pasting and citing from there. Then if you are downloading book, that option number 2, I'm thinking if I can do something about it today, because it has got other processes and stages. Because downloading the book, what downloading the book means, it means you are downloading this particular book and borrowing it for use offline. It's possible to do that, but you need a software called Adobe Digital Editions. So if you click on download book, it has stages that you have to follow. And usually, you don't need to download book when you are using a machine that is always connected like a desktop. And you only download book kana uchishandisa laptop. Yauri kuda kuzoshandisa kumba kusina internet kana kuti uchida kuseva hako data rako. You getting what I'm saying? So copy link. You can copy a link to a book. Wasearch wawana book rikuratidza kuti mune ma-answer kana kuti really important to some of the things you are working on. Pamuchaita ma-degree, nema-masters, nema-PhD, you want to share with other colleagues. And you can copy that link and share it for WhatsApp, you can share by email, you can share with a colleague. On condition, they also have access. You can share this link nemunhu asinga one access asiri bona fide user, because achada kuno authenticate. Tukanzwisa. Link iri rinenge embedded with authentication details. So you will need to authenticate, right? So read online, download book, download PDF chapter. Can you see it's giving you options to download chapters? But you may not be able to download all of them. It restricts the number of pages that you can download. So there's a table of contents as well that is interactive, right? There's intro, there's pathology, new research, anatomy, physiology. You can download the PDF. Those pages will change. Almost all pages are written download PDFs. Can you see that? Right? But you can download, I think it will limit the next number of pages that you can download. So if you download PDF, create an account. So can you see parents create an account? You can create a simple account. Yanaitaura yakazonsign in ndekuti uwane kudownloada kuti vazive kuti ndiani adownloada. Tanzwisana. So do you want us to do it now or you do it later? Do you want us to do it now or we can do it later on? You are not sure? If it was me, I was going to say you do it on your own time. Mukaklikka pekuti download chapter. Klikkai pakanzi download PDF. Hani pane chapter. Pakanzi download PDF. Padhuze nechapter, any chapter. Any of those chapters. So you click on any of the chapters. If you click on any of the chapters, it will prompt you to create an account. Musazo create an account 50-50. Every time pawabvunzwa or create account. Kana wainayo account dzara you sign in. Okay. Kana wainayo account dzara you sign in. It will just allow you to download. Kuti vazive who is downloading and what have you downloaded. But zvawato download zvinenge zvakutora pamachine pako. So after creating that account, you are also able to download a PDF. But that we are downloading the full book. Not over an option, which are you borrowing it for 21 days, for 7 days, for how many days? Not going to disappear on machine mark. Don't think we can download that. No. That particular book will just misbehave when the time you borrowed it has lapsed. If you still want it, you go back on the internet and reborrow. It's not possible because these guys are in business and they want to reduce piracy as much as possible. The reason why you will not be able to just download an ordinary basic PDF is because they want to protect the books from duplication, from printing, from a number of issues. But they allow you to print maybe a chapter after another. So if you want, maybe or download the chapter A and B and C, but anenga break or bits and not a full book. You getting what I'm saying? I know you guys are not very hungry to do piracy because you are librarians. You know where to get this information when you need it anyway. So you do not have a challenge with ownership because the system that we use for access is not to do with ownership. Even the institution doesn't own these resources. It only pays to give you access to them. You getting me close? We only pay so that you gain access. So if this particular year lapses and we don't renew, that access is broken and you do not get that access again. Okay? So that's how we operate, that's how we work. Right, so you can share the links. You can continue as a guest for now. You can share links to this particular resource you have found, a very good resource. On the left, book details, title, pathology, subtitle, new research series, human anatomy and physiology, edition 1, editors, and so on. That one is information. If you want to pick the citation, you can click on cite this book. Then you copy that particular citation. If you want to cite in Harvard, can you click on cite this book? You click Harvard, it will give you the options. To copy, you press Ctrl+C, then you copy, go to your reference list and paste. You are done. So those are the tools and those are some of other basic requirements of using different tools, isn't it? And if you are already reading the book and you want to cite it, you put on your assignment and chazongokudzidzisika kuti chienda ku reference list kunoperera assignment yako paste that. That is on condition you are not using reference tools akafanana Mendeley. If you are using Mendeley, unenge watopika kukona uko woita sei wotowana access to this particular book and you are good to go. So most ebooks behave in plus or minus the same way. Whether waenda pa ebook central or waenda pa any other platform inema ebooks. So that's why I've used an example, one example for my journals, one example for my books. Because pane kamusiyano kadiki karichi karipo. Pane kamusiyano kadiki kanenge karipo pa kushandisa ma books nepa kushandisa ma these resources. Munotorone ma books evanhu vekuZimbabwe muno. Musafunga kuti munenge muine Asia chetera. Let's search bhuku ramadhuku rinonzi pane vanomboshandira kuloko. Pane ramadhuku rinonzi introduction to law. Kana munhu ngatingoti madhuku. Tione kuti zvinobva kuna madhuku zvingani zvirimo. Tikati madhuku. How many books dzamadhuku dzamawanda? 142. Analog more dear. Negotiating law, developing transform agenda for Zimbabwe. Madhuku anonyora ati and madhuku arimo muprogress. So ndingoita kuti muone kuti harizi database rine mabhuku ari foreign to our. The only difference is, do you know what you are looking for? Kana asina kuwana mabhuku amadhuku asumudza ruoko ndiwe nechiwepo. Ndiwe nechiwepo. So you can do any search in Progress Central. That is ebook central. Tribute ebook central. But session time around that they're gonna ebook system. Talking about what time I do that? I do the MAGHU. I just wanted you to have a few with this particular book, this particular database. Rinechi, Rine ma references. Can you refresh again? Or scroll down? Scroll down again. Where are we?
Progress.
Did you go? Can you refresh? Kufunga pane link ratisina kuklika zvinonaka. Goes to the window of my ebooks, so I think it's too loud. Okay, so any questions on searching books? So you can search by author, you can search by subject, you can search by title, isn't it? Roman Dutch law, depending with the library you are working on. Roman Dutch, you can search knowledge management, you can search criminal codification, you can search Maduku, you can search which other authors are familiar. Mr. Magayo, which are Visual Basic. I saw you search on Visual Basic. Do you have any particular author that you are looking for?
Nyoko Mpaka.
You can search if you can get something from them. You can search the legs of Creswell, isn't it? Do they have anything on the research? Research management. I think you know when you strict management, you have cookies on your sections. From the back, you know how I should bother. I know you have strict management, cookies management on your browsers. Yeah, so it will always ask if you have strict cookies management on your machine. Creswell and Creswell. I'm not sure how to Creswell. There's no Creswell. You can say Creswell then research. I'm not sure how to spell it. Creswell, then research. It will mix the two. It will mix. So this is it for now, for this particular segment. Do we have any questions? Sharon, are we still together? Manyara, yes? Thank you for the confirmation. If you don't have any questions, it means two things. Either I am doing very good thorough work, or I have confused you to an extent that you don't know where to start asking. So I assume I'm doing a great job. Yes? You have a question?
No, you are doing a good job.
So I didn't hear you clap for me. I didn't hear you clapping. I didn't hear you clapping and clapping. Okay, so thank you very much for following through, for being attentive, right? So now I'm taking you a step further. These stages were now stages just to acquaint you with the understanding of how we search for these resources. Okay. Now for troubleshooting, where to expect challenges, where to expect problems, and where to raise alarm to the research support team. Because these are some of the activities of research support team to train you so that you train others, isn't it? You will be at the front line of our users, isn't it? And if they face any challenges, you are supposed to be able to assist, isn't it? And I've shown you where the challenges might come from, right? So for ProQuest eBook Central, some of the challenges come through to do with signing in. 1, 2, to do with downloading of these particular books. You will need to follow those steps to download Adobe Digital Editions and download and open the book before you leave the network, isn't it? After downloading, you may need to open the book and test if it is working. Okay. Then after that, you also check the authentication, right? Then, if you ebookcentral.com, ebookcentral.com. Right. I've just logged, or I've just tried to get to ProQuest eBook Central without going through the website. I'm just testing, okay? Can you open a new tab? Open a new tab. You've done that. Then can you type ebookcentral.proquest.com. Make sure the spelling is ebookcentral.proquest.com. Because some of your users may know these databases, isn't it? And they try to access them directly from Google. And they will face challenges and they will call you fuming. And you need to calm them down, isn't it? The only way to calm someone down is for you to be knowledgeable about their problem and where they are facing challenges. Can you pick the ProQuest eBook Central? It's not supposed to pick the MSU, the one that we have. In your case, Zotero will pick and say they know you are proxed, you see. You see the advantage of using Zotero. It will know you are proxed and it will link you there. But you shouldn't, because I don't want you to come. Can you go back?
Okay.
I don't want to go through so I want you to start again. I want you to go to the one against Science is Pro. Science is Pro. It's plus or minus. Zvakasiyana zvishoma the page ratakavhura home page. Azvofa kutosiyana because ramuri kufa kuvhura ropa risina. Varasana. Handisi pari tinoendeswa kuGoogle ka ane muri rakana tinoendeswa kuGoogle. My picker first option is here to do that.
I see it.
I see it.
Who does it again?
Today yakanzi kudanganzi handiti muri kuona namba yakanzi mukatarisa address yakanzi ebookcentral.proquest.com yobva sign in proquest ebook central inofanira kubuda yakanzi trusted content on the go 7 share digital theological library sign in hamene zvai kunyora zvimo pane mambo faculty of political umwe nomwe ari kupuwa zvakasiyana because muri kuenda kuma-different ningirikeni I just want you to see kuti muri kutowana mapeji akatosiyana ani muri kuona kuti iwe kunzi sign in to use authoritative yatingoda anything Turikutozvinyora paURL What I just want you to do is, I just want you to see kuti page ramaloga harikwanisi kukupai access, harizitomboudza search bar. Saka somewhere at the back of your mind, uchiassista user kana pafoni kana pachi, unofanira kutarisira page rakadai. Kuti muri paProquest here, woti verengai zvakanyorwa, woti so, saka problem iripo ndeyekuti maenda direct kubva kuGoogle. Hamuna kuenda nekumalinks atakakubikirai akanaka. Because link redu riya rakatosiyana nemalinks evamwe. Muri kuona pane nyaya? Ma-resources edu aya haasi atinongowana direct kubva paGoogle ndotopinda muProquest ebook nokuti ndoziva ndine access via MSU. No. What you are supposed to do is you are supposed to go via our library website. Kuwebsite kutsvaga link. Murona metsiriko. Kuwebsite tikunotsvaga link rinoti redirector to authentication, inoti redirector to the access page.
So like sign in my
Hapindi. Hatopindi. Because my credentials say apa. Akasiyana nemethod yeauthentication yatinoshandisa. Murikubata? My credentials say papi? Epapo. Pana create account patapani, manzi create account patapani. Hapana. Ndaenda kuti muzame kusigna in ipapo. Kana mambo create account tiri kupage riya. Ndaenda kuti muzame mumboona kuti zvofamba sei but hazvoramba. Because iro page ragara haristori redu. Maona tiri kutonyora maona bhana racho rakatosiyana nezviri kuitika panapa. Saka mushonga wekurapa kuti tisarasikire uku ndewekuenda through the website. Because my links edu ari kuwebsite, they were tailor-made for us to be able to gain access from our pool of resources, and the authentication is supposed to get through EZProxy. Then vanoda kuzoita deeper into systems, handiti authentication system yatinoshandisa kuti tizoenda via EZproxy inonzi proxy service. Proxy service inoshanda ne-IP recognition authentication. What am I saying? Ndiri kuti handiti tinoshandisa public IP kuaccessa internet. Saka inini ndinoregister public IP ye-institution kana iripo kana dziripo, kana tichiti public IP tikureva IP address yatopiwa na-service provider. Saka inini pandinobhadhara ebook sendera wangu ProQuest, vane information yavanobvunza. Dzimwe information idzodzo kwamuri hadzisviki because tetatozviita already, handiti. Saka vakabvunza information yavabvunza name of institution nezvimwe zvakawanda ne-receipt number nezvimwe, handiti. Vozoti chitipai ma-IP. Saka patinovapa ma-IP, IP iyoyo ndo inoti ukazoaccessa manje inobva yaonekwa, yobva yazikanwa kuti munhu ari ku-MSU. Ndosaka maona MSU mamona angopinda. Asi wanyora username rako nechi-password zvako. But system yabva yatokunonga kuti uyu access yake is provided for by MSU because the IP address yaenda ikoko yazikanwa kuti ndeye-MSU. Ko why uchizoti ukasearcha uri kumba kana kubasa unoredirectwa to MSU? Because that proxy service yatoshandisa ye-EZproxy inenge yaita the redirecting me bit, isn't it? Saka EZproxy ine paserver payakagara, IP racho rayakagara iroro tinoriregister tobva tatino iri IP ndechi re-MSU. Do not crack your heads. Iri basa rana Mr. Luke nevamwe vanenge vari behind the scenes. And but you may also need to understand because vamwe venyu muchaita ma-systems librarian, vamwe venyu it's something that you need to like and love because this is where we are going. Tupanzwisa but some of these things you are improving yourself and you become marketable, especially in the digital librarianship. Not everyone can be a systems librarian. Not everyone can stand in front of you like I'm doing confidently and presenting these things, understanding them. But handina kuzvarwa ndichizvinzwisisa, handiti. Ndakaratidzawo chido nekufollowa nekuzviteera nekuerenga nekueddawo board of knowledge yangu, handiti. But I'm now encouraging you like my colleagues in the librarianship. The systems bit of library systems unofanirwa kuchinzwisisa zvanachiexplaina zvaya kuti kuwebsite chaenda kunotsvagei, authentication zvasangana papi neportal rangu, zvasangana padatabase ratapiwa ne-MSU re-authentication because taikwanisa kutokucreatera ema-separate but tinoda kushandisa inonzi single sign-on system. Hazviiti kuti toti tocreatera password ye-Ted and Francis, tocreatera password yeimwe database, each and every database tokwanisa kuzviita but it's monotonous. While we can have one password, single sign-on, tongobatanidza proxy server redu ne-authentication server redu zvoitwa behind the scenes neteam reku-systems neteam reku-ITS vakabatana pamwe chete. Ndosaka ndandichiti inini pakuita troubleshooting kana munhu aita challenge nema-credentials ake, isusu as a research support as a library we can only advise them to recover their credentials or to have them reset by the ITS team. So it means isusu tisu tine ma-resources affectwa nemunhu akanganwa password but hatikwanisi kumuresetera password racho because hatizi isu tinomanage ma-server iwayo. Isusu tangopointa server redu re-EZproxy to the server redu re-portal kuti munhu wese ashandisa username nepassword apa mira racho iroro ndo ratakuya takushandisa kumowana access. Takuconfusana. I'm very happy with the stage that I'm digging. Tatanga tichita ma-basics now. Takupinda ku-librarianship. Because I'm saying, tataura pekutanga wanu kuti we are training you kuti muve above average. And We are training you so that you are a trainer. You train the user. You getting what I'm saying? So imimi munogona kutadza kuzosvika kuno kwatiri kumusoro but ivaiwo padhuze nesu. That's the idea. And one way to be closer is for you to have the right attitude and the desire to learn. No advantage because you are not guaranteed kuti tichange tiri pedyo nemi tichange tinemi nguva dzose. Asi uri wega ipapo zvimwe zvacho self teaching. Ndosaka ndati maona list rese rakanyorwa A to Z. Madatabases ega aya. Vamwe venyu vari kutoona list yo for the first time. Saka unokwanisa kutanga from A wota access engineering inongoita nezve kuclass vekumedicine neiri neiri ndocheka ndona behavior yaro ndona zvekuitika. Kana ndaita troubleshoot pambacho ndoenda paYouTube ndonoita Google kuti what does this mean? Where did I go wrong? Isn't it? So that's what we are saying. So that error message yabuda yanga ichireva kuti maenda ku wrong sign in page. Maenda ku wrong sign in page munofanirwa kudzokera via the website. Ndokune link rakakanirwa rakabikwa zvakanaka rekuti ukaenda nekuwebsite hamuzorasike. Because website ichakuredirecta to the authentication page, then the authentication page will take you back to your resource yato authenticator yapuwa permission wakukwanisa kudi kusearch. Are we together? I was just agreeing. Shavani anyarara manje zvakunetsa. So that's it for the ProQuest ebook central. I think we also have some page around ProQuest central. Let me go to ebooks. Which one of ProQuest central will be able to say? I think ProQuest central has both ebooks and ProQuest central. Let me see the interface in ProQuest central. You know how to go to ProQuest central, isn't it? Can you go via website, ebook, send up an P, then we get to ProQuest central, tona kuti authentication yedu, ma sessions yedu achiripo here. Kana session raramba, todzokera tonologa in zvakare. So isusu ibasa redu kupota tichivisita mapage aya. Tikaona page rakubehave zviri fani. Tinofanirwa ku raise a flag with the research support team handiti vanana Mr. Makeke neteam ravo kuti something is tasvika paProQuest central. Tinoratidza kuti taloga zvakanaka. Panouya pakanzi enter search terms apa handiti. Saka toenda kuti chi? Mukatarisa ku left kwenyu inango enter anything. Izvi zvinoda kupai freestyle. Handitika. Ndakukupai freestyle. But mukatarisa ku left kwenyu kune full text. Kune peer reviewed goes up on that anatomy and physiology ndikaona about 255,000. Saka ndikati full text reduce to 212. Scholarly journals, chichi. So ProQuest Central is one of those databases. It's very multidisciplinary and they are major, isn't it? So you can do any search, you can recommend to your other users, and they are basically will be able to search and get access to peer-reviewed academic material from there. So can you do any search? And streamline, let's use any filtering left tool and it teach monitor tarisa behavior. Ukanoshiwanawo millions of results, pane something wrong with your search. Results afa hakuzowandisawo zvekuita kunge uri pagoogle. Handiti? Results akazokupawo billions of results. So, pane munhu ari papeji risiriro ndikuona. Pane munhu ari papeji risiriro pano. Dzakatosiyana. Atarisa. Diagonal, pana angachicheuka iona peji muchibva masimbisana muchinyenderana.
Energy yanga ichifanirana.
Don't worry. Haisi kutendera sorry, network is slow. So our databases are many. I'm sure the institution subscribes to more than 36. And it's at ProQuest Central, ProQuest eBook Central. Techitoverenga, Twitter, Francis, so tashansa 3. The library is up to 36. Yaano badara. Tunzisana. Okay, saka namchida list yakakwana munogona kuzotsvaga muri 1. Kuti mugoopena one by one muchiona muchiunderstanda muchinzwisisa muchiona muchiunderstanda muchinzwisisa. Izvi hazvinei nekuti ina handishandi kunonzi research support saka hazvina basa neni. Hazvina, it's fine. Kana takunotora mapromotion edu takuita tinongokusiyana. Handiti? Because ukazobvunzwa iwe ukanzi kuda here kushanda kuresearch support ndozvamune muchiita. Ungade here uchiziva kuti inini ndofarikana. Wega undogara warega kuapply handiti? Because unochitosvika kuti izvi zvogona kuzondikurira. Because tagara totozvibvunza muinterview izvozvo kuti ma-e-resources mashandiro aunoanzwisisa here. Unobva wati watarisa pasi. Watanga kudzamba kuti ndinozodzidziswa ndinotrainwa. Longa trainings acho my in-house. And it, you're willing to learn. To sweat. Okay, so I was just digressing a bit because when you are presenting, especially to a team like yours, you also need to motivate, isn't it? We also need to motivate because we need more and more of systems or digital librarians who understand how these things operate so that you'll be able to troubleshoot, especially for the whole institution. And it, because we are a team, register badara subscription information is your institution. Which means you are supposed to be able to troubleshoot and get to know why are we not getting access. Saka access is back to support because abapane communication between us and the ProQuest. Kunzusana. Patinobhadhara tinoenda kusupport team yeProQuest kuti now tabhadhara tiregistre IP redu iri and IP iroro mofanira kurinzwisisa kuti iIP rakagara server yeEZprox. Handizvo mizvi magai. Saka pakagara EZprox papa ndo IP address rinenge richidiwa kuregister uku. Then kana taregister uku tobva tatesta. Saka system yedu yeauthentication EZprox inongosetwa iri payo yega yopoindwa kudatabase reAPI reportal reari handiti zvatopera. Then isusu takuchiredirecta chi mapati. Saka patinondoisa ma EZprox stanza papa titakuisira ability to be able to search nekugadzira malinks aya atinozoisa website. Saka that's how these links are generated. Paunoisa ma EZprox stanza, get the link, put it there. You're done. You're good to go. Saka patinonoti e-resource management platform parikudiwa link to the URL to the resource. Takuisa link rine URL yakabatanidzwa ne-EZ procs redirection rere. Ndora toshandisa ndorinoenda ipapo so that it will redirect you. Kana dziri open access dzisina izvozvo dzinongopinda direct. Are we together? We are together, isn't it? Yes. Right. So another question that comes through is, say a user is on Google away from this. I know not I am a resource to user wedu akaenda paGoogle akasecha ari kuGoogle akawana zvaawana zvibva paProquest anenge ari authenticated direct. User wedu aenda via Google asangana nezvaasangana zvirikubva paChela and Francis somewhere mumind make achibva kuorientation akaudzwa kunzi takasubscribe to Chela and Francis handiti asangana neresource ari kuGoogle rinomuauthenticator here. Pindurai kana kubvunza kanaka zvine mutsa nengoni zhinji nerudo handisati akuita hasha. Anoauthenticate haauthenticate handiti because Google haisi kuziva kuti munhu uyu akapiwa access, iye ndiye ari kuziva but Google haasi. But pane masystems atokwanisa kuzoisa nekuzodevelopa in the future. Kana kuti handiti pane vaona Mr. Magayo pana kana mamakatarisa panapa pane pabvunzwa naZotero papa ndizvo Zotero yatovabvunza, can you try to do a search? Zotero ikavabvunza kuti this service iri proxed chichi enda paProquest Central hatina kuenda nekoko taenda nekuGoogle Pro ite new tab and tosearcha Proquest Central. No, ebook Central. Proquest here and see back ebook Central. Kadesha wotesaka dot between Central and Proquest. Right? Should this be about? No, it is about. Whoever I told the director to access MSU. That's the reason. I think it's Zotero actually doing the redirection and stuff. Because we didn't want it to can you go back. I just wanna Google search. Because if you are using Zotero and you embed it, Kaneka Zotero I see.
Zotero Connect.
Zotero Connect. This Zotero connector is the one that helps you to gain access to some of these. Kana waenda neku-Google. But on condition unenge wakaseta Zotero yako kuti ma-proxed resources. Woudza Zotero kuti iri resource riri proxed. Handiti yokuredirecta via, but zvinhu zvinoda vanhu vanachitaura vaya vanenge vane kakunga kuchangamuka so. Handiti zviriko zvimasystems zvakadaro zvokuti so you can even recommend those to your users to say okay, kana iwe uchishandisa painternet pako paGoogle pako uine Zotero connector and other resources there, unokwanisa kuredirect uri kuGoogle kwauri ikoko yotokuudza kuti no, this resource una access via proxy then wakuredirect unenge usina kuenda nekuwebsite hauzonesani nevanhu tokabata. Any question? I think taita ma-hours akawanda dzisa kutosvika 3 hours tofakuda ruchai. Right, so in the next 30 minutes we are going to wrap up and finish this particular presentation at 12. Total almost 3 hours worth of talking and talking and talking and talking again. So do we have any questions to do with my e-resources?
What's the difference between Progress Central and Progress eBook Central?
Progress Central ine more resources and yakasanganisa ma presentations. I think ine ma reports, ine ma journals, ine ma books. I'm sure my books ataona ku eBook Central, ku Progress Central anowani. Tinokwanisa kutotarisa hande ichimbonotsvaga bhuku hande ku eBook Central nditya tokopa a certain title of a book tonoipesta ku Progress Central toona kuti rinobuda kuti here. It's an assignment yandakupa. I'll mark it out of 10. Those in Zishamane, someone asked if what's the difference between Progress Central and more resources than just eBook Central, because Progress Central includes databases, includes lectures, includes other things that are not just eBook Central has got eBooks only. Progress Central has got dissertations and theses, up to 16,000 of them, general information, news, articles, features, and more and more and more. But eBook Central only has ebooks. I think you are answered. So I said go to Progress eBook Central, search for a particular book, take the title, go and search again on Progress Central and see if that particular book can duplicate, so that we know and understand the difference, or if certain material duplicates. Maybe in future we'll recommend kuti subscribe to Progress Central chete tosiya eBook Central kana zviri ku Progress eBook Central zviwanikwa ku Progress Central again. Andizomisi makani. Kana tiri kuduplicata tinokwanisa kurekomenda kuti todropa eBook Central tobhadhara Progress Central chat. Saka that recommendation ndoda kuti mundiudze izvozvo kuti zvamasecha ku eBook Central zviri kubuda here zvakare kuchi. Ndoda one specific resource. One specific resource. For example, rakanzi difficulty 0 rand. Ndoda kuona kuti Progress eBook Central kubuda here. Search one specific resource. Mukanditsvaga kuti eBook Central mokova like iro rakanzi ndikuona kunge zvinenge zviri kurwisana harisi kubuda ndizvo. Saka zvoreva kuti you can have a subscription yeProgress eBook Central neProgress Central zviri running concurrent, because mama resources ari ku eBook Central tiri kumashaya kuProgress Central. Tazvibata?
Yeah.
Any other question that we can work on, we can work with. Maneta.
ndatodzidza kuti unokwanisa kutora vhidhiyo wotodzidza saka tinokutendai nemaresources amunotipa anda kunodzidza programming
Another program. Okay. Mune mavideos muprofessional. Pusha chidii chitsanangura. Depending on kuti waenda nekupi. Ukaenda ku ebook central hakuna mavideos.
yeah ebook central ine
Professor central ndo ine mavideos. Then Banana Ted and Francis vane majournal articles chat. So that's the reason why we spread our databases to include others. We're going to the video to play.
video plus transcript zvacho
Okay.
and I found these more books
This is vanhu vangu vanofanira kuziva kuti zviripo chete. So we are not saying mimi chendai munoverenga programming maita mavideo nechiyanditi, but munofanira kuziva kuti chi mune mavideos muprocess central. Ndosa ndati visit each and every database. Mapabada pandatanga ndichitaura papa kuti umwe nomwe ngaavhizite database rimwe nerimwe anoona kuti rine chi ende rinobehave sei. Topanzwisa? Because haukwanisi kuzobatsira uchaita user achakubvunza zvine chekuita neprocess central. Iye arikutoziva ari ahead of you. Ndosa ndati imimi munofanira muri ahead of your users. Because user akaenda kumberi kwako manje confidence yako dzoreduce kuti aiwa musi kuziva. Ndotadza kuziva sei ndichiziva zvinhu zvangu ndinotokupaika zvinhu. Handi malibrarians mutadisha out this information. But mukazokundwa kuziva zvinhu zvenyu naconsumer mind. Hazvipere musha handiti? So you are supposed to be ahead of your users. Visit each and every resource. Unogona kutonyora pasi kuti ndatanga ku-A, ndapedza E, access engineering, ngati research ndaenda pane rinotera, kusvika list yese yapera. Riri open access, uona kuti open access richiona, and so on. Handiti? Kune mavideo, moenda kune mavideo, matutorials, machii zvese.
So just to ask, after implementation here, you will be fine. Are we still going to have access to separate databases?
Inoramiri, but UV find zvinoita inenge yakuita aggregate everything. Yakuita unge like search engine. Yakuita unge Google redu handiti. Ratotagadzira isusu. Because tichaberekesa each and every database kuserive UV find. Saka instance yekunopinda. Access tuchasiya, tunesiya iripo. Access to each and every database ine iripo because my databases aya tikuma access ari kwaariko. You get what I'm saying? Zvabvunzwa nasei hanzi tikazoita UV find. UV find yakangofanana neyataiti EBSCO discovery service. EBSCO discovery service zvarinoita manje, it's just a search box handiti yekuti kuseri kwacho tinoberekesa maresources edu chete, hatiberekesi ese internet. Tupabata rinonzi discovery service. Discovery service tirikuti isusu tinoudza ebook central kuti honaka, not ebook central I mean, tinoudza discovery service redu VU find kuti iwe unonosecha Taylor and Francis, ebook central, process central, Springer Nature, project news, nemamwe maresources ese kuti munhu akasecha indonosecha uku and bring my results. Saka inobva yabringa maresults ese abva kumadatabases akasiyana. Hanimaona patachiwana 14,000 pepa. Tawana 14,000. Hanimaona tashandisa same search ku Taylor and Francis, tikashandisa same search ku ebook central, tikashandisa same search ku process central. An aggregated discovery service we have a combined total of all the results from all those databases. Which means in each file, 14,000 from eBook Central, 14,000 from ProQuest Central, 14,000 from Taylor and Francis, and list those results, all of them. But it will mix them now according to relevance, according to year of publication, depending with your sort or your refine or advanced search preferences. Advances. Saka tinogona kuti patichazopedza kuimplementa VU find ichangotiitira easy because tichangoenda pawebsite tonoisa VU find search yekuti search our e-resources. Anogona kusearcha direct kutobva paweb page pawebsite asina kunoenda kusearch. But zvine machallenges azvo because pane layer re-authentication muri kuona kuti rofa ngeri somewhere. Saka layer rotogona kurisa pekutanga paView find pekutanga patototanga kuti asearch tisati tapinda kuseri kuma-resources because ma-resources arikuva kuuya atori redirected ne-authentication. Ndoma ma-technicalities anenge atichafesa pama-handles pakuita implement VU find. Open access haina problem. Ine problem pane IR authenticated eye. Magona Miss Makai. To authenticate at what stage? To authenticate by VU find kutanga here. Kana kuti tozo authenticate munhu ato because tokona kuti VU find searcher. VU find your searcher yowana result. Pandinozono click a result. Ndopanda kunzi authenticate.
Suggestion chakanzi tiseche pekutanga tisatenda kuti
matoiberekesa authentication kudhara still fine but izvozvo zvine challenge yekuti munozonoberekesa manje pakuti access to the specific article and is it coming in with a redirection here access.com or it's not. So you find somewhere within itself, it must have its own technical supporting links to redirect now. You getting it? Because accessing resources directly from ProQuest.com is different from ProQuest.com.access.library.msu because it's a link that has been regenerated to include the original path, which is ProQuest.com, and the authentication middleman, which is access.library.msu.ac. So we have two. Can you see from that address there? We are having two particular addresses that have been combined to redirect so that we get this access that we are getting from this resource. That one is technical. Not everyone will be able to cook and brew things that are in this pot. But you need to understand the issues and challenges and technicalities behind giving access to electronic resources. That's why we are including it as part of this discussion. Confused. I think it's EZProx, our authentication layer, that is not working. Because you're supposed to be able to, when you are troubleshooting access issues and it, you're supposed to understand, is it to do with the database rakata? Because database rakata, you won't get access, even if your authentication is fine. And this database rikasawanika, because varikuita upgrades or something. Because the user achazama kuri access iro down. And this, I'm phone and this go access resource rakadai. Rikupa error message yakanzi chi. Aritori so maybe they're just upgrading. Try after a few hours. Because I'm going to my upgrades. But when I'm updates, my upgrades out, the resource goes down. yozoita go up again. So you're supposed to be able to understand some of these issues so that you knows what my access is about, my session is about to expire. Saka ndakuti continue working kuratidza ndichiripo because nanamboita maminutes ndisina kubuda mumadatabases angu saka ndichiri nayo. Right. Any other question? I'm not going to take you to Google to try and test you on refining my search to Google, no, because since we are dealing with e-resources, local. So I just ran about 20 minutes because I want to finish this session at 12 or 12:15, but 12. We still have 20 more minutes that we can share and assist each other on issues to do with e-resources. So did you see that there are issues to do with advanced searching and using keywords and other issues? That one is a separate training on its own, isn't it? We have combined it today because we wouldn't just present all the resources and show them to you, no, because there are just too many. The rest you are going to do that on your own, one by one, isn't it? Muchanopinda ku each and every database, muchiriona, muchienda nekuwebsite, muchiri-analyze, muchiona, muchinzwisisa. Then one database, it's now up to you, because iwewe ukaziva, because marketing just tells you kuti pane database rinonzi progress central, handiti zvinoma kuziva. But my skills now echizosearcha kuti uchi-extracta the relevant material you want for your assignment, for your dissertation, for your any other use. It's now up to you and your skills. Kunzwisana? Saka isusu patinonoticha vana vedu ILS paper, information literacy sessions dzedzi dzinofanirwa kuvapusha at least some way into this understanding. I know later on vamwe venyu vachange vachitraina ma-users ILS, information literacy skills sessions. Issue inenge iripo ndeyekuti tinenge tichitraina plus or minus zvakada kudai, but hatizopindi deeper zvatazoita izvo because ivo havaizouyi kuseri kwecounter kwatiri isusu. Anomaona isusu dzimangwana ndichiti ndiri kufront nekubackend, kufront nekubackend, because nandichitira kuti muve neunderstanding iri a bit deeper. Because kana uri user anongokudza kuti no, unoenda via website, waenda authenticator, wosearch and streamline the searches. Zvimwe zvese is beyond them. It's technically our work. Saka kana makuita nharo muchiti library yena hana basa here, anoti ane basa, anogona kushaya basa. Kunzwisana? Because vana IT vanogona kuagiwa no, iri basa redu. Tisitozviita. Yoti ano inini undozvinzwisisa, ndindotenga, handiti you subscribe, you evaluate the resource and bring it on the table. Then mobatsirana systems team to register and regulate these things. Saka IT team on their own, they may not understand issues to do with authentication, issues to do with other things. Kunzwisana? Saka if you want to remain relevant in the profession, you need to get to understand these things. Because uchasangana nemwe library change isina mabooks acho, inenge ine izvo zvichete. I'm sure with privilege of online degrees, mofunga kuti online degree library nemabooks edu ichidzisa vanhu vari kuJapan. Obviously you give them these resources, you register them, give them access and everything. Then they forage in this digital database. So in our case, we are saying the digital library is now actually much bigger than the local one. In my hard copies and mambos one attached one of 4 million resources. And I got a library. So we are making a hybrid out of this. So you need to have a drive, a certain drive inside. You don't search. Amweni munoika muka problem kefie, so panga mukafile kana mubatai. kana makunzwa kwakutaurwa nyaya dzemakombiyuta idzine dzemetsinetsi zvakudii aungafike kana munhango kusvikira kafie kako kanofa uenda verenga zvinetsi saka that attitude inofanirwa kuchinja within you and wotanga kudzidza mishana handiti and pazvinotaurwa nezvazvo unofanira kuswedererawo padhuze because I think tichataura namem kuti vanhu ava munofanira kuva rotate momubvisa mavamabvisa kucontent momuisa kureader mamabvisa kureader momuisa kusystems tipa end ikoko because munozongona zvakufaya nimozongona website rapo mosha zviri kubvera vanenge vachifiwa nekutsvandwa saka mungaona munhu achipinda makusena achisvikozvibvarira mausi make onyarira kuti zii ana akatokwira forongonya ipapapo. So these are some of the issues that you need to understand. Of course, there is separation of duties, isn't it? Not everyone will be given these tasks and these roles, but at least for troubleshooting, but in case you can stand in the gap when my wrestler is not in. You can stand in the gap when my jinju is not in. And you're supposed to be able to stand in the gap and say, so kana takuti tirikugadzira ma-subjects guide for each and every resource. Tofa kupinda toti subject guide rechi ProQuest Central. Kubva pekutanga kana ichienda kuProQuest Central, stage by stage until I get access to my article. How do I do that? And where do I authenticate? What are the resources? What are the authentication details and everything up to when I've downloaded my resource and I'm reading it so that I'll be able to cite it and I would have downloaded it on my machine. Isn't it? Susanne, I'm sure you are following as well. Are you still there? You are still there. Yeah, we are almost done. I know you are tired. Some of you were listening attentively. Some of you have been confused by some of the terminologies, but I didn't use any bad terminology today. I didn't use any technical jargon. We adjusted our language to suit our needs because the idea is to equip you with the tools and skills to understand some of these things. Some of you are meeting these things for the first time. Some of the colleges that you attended did not have my resources academic. And it's not your problem, isn't it? It's not your problem. That's the sole reason why we wasted these 3 hours to try and give you some of the information pieces about this, isn't it? So practice makes perfect. In addition to what we have done today,